Good afternoon, everyone. It's 3:30 coming up to in a very, very sunny and hot Notting Hill in West London, and it's Wednesday the 22nd of June. Hard to believe that the half the year is over. So S&P opened well down and has in the last hour it's in fact made up all of that ground. So as yet we're still showing a red light on the broader market. The short-term trend is down, the underlying trend is down, and the longest term measure of the trend is down on VectorVest, and that's exactly the same in the UK. The VectorVest proprietary MTI and buy-sell ratio in both countries is showing a mega oversold situation, but as we all know, these things can stay oversold for quite a long time, but there is a great deal of promise around, in my humble opinion. So things technically have changed for the better. So I'm looking at the VectorVest Composite, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the confirmed call signals over the last that's that signal in November, which was a great signal. A little bit of a speed bump here, and since the 12th of April the trend has been down and solidly down. Are we going to bounce? Are we going to see a bear market rally, or is this the resumption of the bull trend? I don't know, but I shall be taking the signals as they come along. Now if we look at this a little bit more closely, we can see that we've got an island reversal here, folks. Now it's not as easy to see on the VectorVest Composite, the broader market, as it is to see on the SPX, but we had a gap down and a gap up, and as you can see, the market in fact opened down this morning, went a bit lower, and has now reversed that. On the futures market, that low was exactly 62% of the distance from this low, this double bottom here, up to yesterday's high, and it came off that 62% retracement, as I have a terrible habit of saying, to the tick. So if we have a look now at the SPX, there's the SPX, folks, and the gap's a bit easier to see. And this is what old chartists, I suppose I'm an old chartist, refer to as an island reversal. Very, very useful reversal pattern indeed. As you can see, we've made up all that lost ground. It came back a little bit, hasn't closed the gap in any way, but we're moving up very strongly. So whatever Mr. Powell said this afternoon, if he already has said something, the market seemed to like that. I note that the gold market is up significantly. Too early to do anything yet, ladies and gentlemen, but I've looked at a couple of shares that I like the look of. You'll probably have heard of them. The first one's called Apple, and Apple would seem to have, do you want to start off the 5-year chart, and it's pulled back. There's the trend. It's pulled back into this level. As you can see, there's a level here, and it's actually gone down and run those lows. It's pulled back in substantially 3 waves, or there's sub-waves, I know. It's early to do anything yet, but it's on a sell recommendation, and the VectorVest market timing needs to, at least the primary wave needs to turn up, but it's looking very interesting. If we go back now to a daily chart and get rid of that line for a second, but if we blow this up a little bit, to me, and this is a technician's view, this is falling in what technicians refer to as a falling wedge. It's a very bullish pattern. Nothing predicts the future, but this is a cracking pattern, and a wave should have 5 waves in it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That pattern has completed, and it's completed with this island reversal. And there's the island reversal, quite easy to see. Apple moving up quite strongly indeed, and I think that that can be something that you would those of you that are into bottom fishing, we haven't seen what Steve Chappell at VectorVest refers to as a blast-off day yet, but that might be coming today. But Apple, to me, has got this long-term trend. It's come back to a very important level, plus it's fallen in a falling wedge pattern. I'm very fond of the falling wedge pattern because it's been an exceptionally good provider over the years. Nobody knows what's going to happen next, but nevertheless, that's a high probability opportunity. Might be on, maybe give it another day. So another one which you will have heard of before is NVIDIA. This is again a 5-year chart, and it's a weekly chart, and as you can see, a lot of volume coming into it, but that's we'll look at in a second. From this major low in March 2021, it's pulled back. I had a great run in this. This made my year last year. It really did, that run up into that high. And then it's pulled back in 3 waves, textbook pullback. This is what would be referred to by some market technicians as a Gartley pattern. It's pulled back to this 78% retracement, a very important fib level, which is also a confluence with these old highs here. And it seems to be charting a double bottom down here. It's also made the island reversal, so let's look at that on a daily chart. And there's the daily chart coming back, folks, to the fib level. Let's blow it up a little bit more. There's the 6-month chart. Particularly like this big volume day off that low. Again, it's far too early to do anything, but those are 2 stocks that I think can give us a nice percentage move, even and if we manage our exits carefully and not too greedy. Even in a bear market rally, those can move up significantly for us. If it's not a bear market rally and we've got a resumption in the trend, which would clearly require some form of backpedal by the Fed or some form of dovish future advice by the Fed. I'm no macro guy, I'm just an old-fashioned trader, but all I'm looking for is a low-risk opportunity where I can risk £1 to make £3 or £4 as a swing trader. That's what it's all about for me. So those are 2 opportunities. I'm quite sure there's dozens of opportunities, and if the market starts to move, pretty much everything is going to move off these levels in the same way as when the market fell. Pretty much everything fell with it. As the old floor traders used to say, when the police raid a brothel, everybody goes to jail. So those are 2 levels, 2 shares that I like, although and I haven't looked that hard to find any other ones. So in the UK, well, we're pretty much in the same situation, folks. And UK's hasn't had a good day today. We'll see if this reversal in fortune in the American market can pull us up a little bit. As you will have noted, the oil market has pulled back. I've been quite negative of the oil market over the last 6 weeks or so, and I spoke about that every Monday afternoon at our VectorVest Q&A sessions. I felt that the trend and the trade was getting very crowded indeed. Everybody was talking about oil, whereas if you'd bought oil at the right place in April or May 2020, everybody laughed at you as well, because only an idiot would buy oil after such a sell-off. So the whole trade started to look a bit crowded to me. But I see that many of the companies are hanging in there. Even at an oil price of above $100, they're all going to make an awful lot of money. I have the oil chart somewhere. This is one of my, should I say my, Mr. Wyckoff's upthrust, and I got this one last Friday. Market came, found support, and it went back, it came down, went back, kissed those levels, it went back down, and then went up and kissed it again. And I got that one because it happened at a respectable time of the day, 11 o'clock 12 o'clock UK time. But this one I should have had as well. Textbook trend was down, textbook up thrust, but that broke at midnight, 1 o'clock during the course of the evening, and your humble correspondent was safely abed. So I missed that one, but that's the oil price sitting at 103. There's a very important trend line that I pointed out on the oil market that would seem to have broken. Nevertheless, I'm not saying for a second that we've got a bear market in oil, but it could easily pull back a little bit further from here. We'll just have to watch it and see. So there we are. The S&P is now up 20 points, so it's reversed significantly during the course of the day. And that red light has gone away, and it's probably still got a bit of work to do before we get the short-term trend moving up. Any bounce from here, if it follows through, can be quite furious. But bottom fishing, folks, is not for the faint-hearted. And many of us who are more conservative traders will want to sit and wait for at least the medium-term market timing system on VectorVest to give a buy signal, and that's still a long way off, folks. So I hope you found that useful. Good trading.